time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
It's time for the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Rectal. This is Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
Scott Callies.
I'm back.
You're back.
I missed Friday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. I know you probably didn't notice, but I did.
Well, I'll be daggum.
I was really going to try to do a call-in, but the way they had everything set up trying to get into that place, they were doing full screenings. You had to go through the metal detectors, had the wands over. It took forever to get into that place. I don't know why they were doing it so much. I don't know.
What do you think the risk was?
I don't know. You had to take everything out of your pockets, put it into just like you're going through the airport. Go through all your bags. It just took forever to get into that place.
And last year, nothing.
Nothing. They had them up, but they weren't. They were just okay. You're in this line. You're in this line, going in. But this year they had the security flowing.
Security was flowing.
It was big time.
Well, David did a fine job while you were gone, and yes, I did miss you, Scooter.
Yeah.
I knew you wasn't there.
I'm not buying it.
The only thing I didn't miss was the boop, boop.
He didn't whoop whoop?
Oh, thank God.
David. I'm going to have to talk to him. Can't let him just let that go. We can. No, we can't.
Yeah.
I know how much you love it, and I feel bad that he didn't whoop whoop. I'm going to make up for it. But...
oh, my goodness.
But no, I'm sure he always does a great job jumping over here.
He did a good job, yeah. Appreciate him helping out because...
Yeah. There's a few times in the year that I'm gone, and he's Johnny on the spot. So he does a great job for us, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. Anything else exciting going on?
Not a whole lot. We're just...
we'll talk about the rest of the stuff later.
Yeah, the sports-wise is about it that I've got going on.
Did you have a nice relaxing yesterday?
I did. I kind of chilled yesterday, caught up a little bit of sleep between driving all the way down to or up to
It's
Kansas
only
City.
a 5-hour drive.
It's a 5-hour drive, but just a lot. It was a full day, and then we went out and did a few things. We're up a little later than we thought, so driving back, we were about tired today. Or yesterday.
I'll never forget, I was working in Dallas in the telecom industry, and I got a phone call about 7:30. I was on my way to work, got a phone call. So what are you doing for dinner tonight? I said, I don't know. You coming to town? He said, no, but you are. I said, where am I going? He said, Kansas City. I said, oh, okay. Couldn't get a flight. So I drove. Got there about 4:45. They wanted to eat at 5 o'clock. Got there about 4:45. Ate, called around looking for a hotel. Couldn't find one. So I drove all the way back home after dinner.
Oh, no.
From Dallas.
Oh, that's terrible.
It wasn't bad.
To me, that's terrible. It isn't bad. The drive going up isn't bad until you get on like Missouri 13, and then it's like 100 miles of just flat.
That Kansas Expressway
Yes.
that's just like forever long.
Yes. And it's the same when we went up to Fargo. You get on that, and you just take it for like 500 miles.
It seems like just the never-ending trip at that point.
Yeah. There's just nothing that breaks it up. I mean, you're just on a straight shot all the way.
Yeah. Time for the morning prayer. Brought to you by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. With all our respect is not just their motto, it's the way they do business. 29 locations to serve you, one in Memphis, Tennessee. 870-425-2161 is their phone number. If you don't know which location that will serve you the best, give them a call. I'm sure they'll be glad to help you. All your funeral needs, Roller Funeral Home is who you need to call. And now the morning prayer. Lord, just thank you for the day, and we just thank you for the season that it is. For He has risen is the motto that seems to be prevalent on social media, and that is just the fact. 3 days later, the tomb was emptied. And Lord, we just thank you for giving your Son to relieve us of our sins and discretions. And Lord, we just thank you for all that. Lord, we just pray that you'll be with us throughout the day. Lead, guide, and direct us and keep us safe. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. Highway 5 North, just past Hospital Drive. Look for the biggest American flag you've probably ever seen. Pull in there and talk to them about pre-planning, mausoleums, funeral services, cemetery plots, and such. And again, they can help you find which Roller Funeral Home is closest to serve you, with 29 locations to serve you in Arkansas and one in Memphis, Tennessee. And now we're going to have a quick word from Bob and Linda Zador of the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. And here you go.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for the weather and the dam and lake level reports. Brought to you by Bob and Linda Zador of the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. If you go there and click on live views, this is what you see.
A lot of fog.
Lots of froggy today. Uggy the froggy.
And the the other camera's pointless. It's just nothing but fog.
Yeah,
So
but that looks pretty cool anyway.
it does look cool. And then when the sun starts finally cutting through it, it makes for some very, very beautiful pictures.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just let your imagination guide you through this morning, because that is pretty cool. You can't see nothing. Normally what you would see would be from the Marion County side back into the Baxter County side, which is the city of Cotter, the city of Mountain Home to the right, city of Bull Shoals to the left. The Rainbow Bridge is there to your left as well, backed up by the Trellis Bridge, which works for the railroad tracks. Way off in the distance is the state of Missouri, but right there in front of you with this picture of God's country is the White River.
Now, this is a still image that we took during one of the summer times, but this is the same picture.
The same
Today.
shot.
Kind of cool to see where things are at this morning, you know, and be able to pull them up even on the foggy days. It makes for some, as high as it is, it does make for a very beautiful picture. Getting kind of above the fog and.
Yeah, if you could do a time lapse and just watch it as that fog lifts off of there and you start seeing the water, that'd be pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and go through some temperatures now. That's pretty cool too.
That's the other camera.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and read some temperatures in Mountain Home. It's 48, Harrison's 45, Batesville's 49, Yellville 45, Marshall 46, Salem 42, Mountain View, Arkansas is 46, Calico Rock 48, West Plains, Missouri 42, Springfield, Missouri 49, Poplar Bluff, Missouri 43, and St. Louis, Missouri is 40. Don't change nothing because I didn't do this portion. You know, as the day, how long do you think it'll be before that lifts off of there? Well, you can already see.
Yeah, about to say
horizon.
within an hour that's probably going to be lifted.
You know, you can see the Witch's Hat water tower, but you couldn't see that a moment ago. Pretty cool.
That is pretty neat.
And that's where you can see all that is at retiredarkansas.net. You can go there and click on MLS listings and see what they have available. And if you see something that tickles your fancy, you better get on the phone, call them at 870. You can. It's physically changing in front of us, Scooter.
It is.
You can give them a call at 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Can we come back to this when we get done here? Or do
We
you have
can.
to-
We can.
Yeah, I want to see how much it changed, because look how much it's changed in just a couple minutes. We're going to zoom out on the radar and get that pulled up for us here.
How about the temperatures?
Oh, I already did the temperatures.
Oh, did you? Okay. I wasn't paying any attention. I was adjusting this.
Thank you. With the radar, way up in Seattle, Washington, Salem, Oregon, they got a little bit of rain happening up there. North of Kansas City, we've got some rain into Iowa, a little bit in Texas, some down in Florida. But as far as Arkansas goes, as we zoom in, can't forget to zoom in, you know. Zoom into the great state of Arkansas from Rogers to Blytheville, from Fayetteville to Jonesboro, Fort Smith over to Memphis, Conway, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Benton, Pine Bluff, Texarkana, and Greenville, Mississippi. Everything looks pretty clear. So if you're traveling the great state of Arkansas, it looks like you've got a great day to do it in. Watches and warnings. Arkansas looks relatively clear. So does Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Tennessee. What in the world's all this cold over here in Kentucky?
I don't know, but they can have it.
Louisiana, all except for the Gulf Coast, looks a little rough down there. Coastal flood advisory down around, probably New Orleans, Morgan City and such. Panhandle of Texas got a little bit of excitement going on there. Nothing that's going to affect us here in Arkansas. 7-day forecast looks like this. Today, partly sunny, high of 70. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 47. Tomorrow, sunny and 72. Tuesday night, clear and 46. Wednesday, sunny and 75. Wednesday night, mostly clear, low of 49. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 76. Thursday night, low of 52. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 77. Look into next weekend. Next Saturday looks like it's going to be a 40% chance of showers, but partly sunny, high near 76 after that. Saturday night, looking at a chance of thunderstorms, low of 49. And then next Sunday, a little bit breezy at 68 degrees. Lake level and dam reports. Lake Norfolk, 563.96, which is 111.96 above full pool of 552. Norfolk's currently generating 1 with 6 spill gates open. Lake Bull Shoals, 674.40, 15.40 above full pool of 659. They're currently generating 4 with 17. I didn't know we had 17 spill gates at Norfolk.
I didn't either.
But they said 17. Last Friday we were wondering about it. They said 15. Today they've got 17 spill gates open. Trying to get that water under control, but they've got to do it slowly or they'll flood out Newport. Right?
Yep.
Newport, where it gets
Newport
flooded.
is where they watch it from and gauge it from.
Yeah. So that's lake level and dam reports brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. We're going to come back to the live shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're starting to see more and more.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Keep an eye on that throughout the day at retiredarkansas.net. Click on live views and see how much it changes. I bet by 8 o'clock it'll be way different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll be cleared up almost.
Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793. The Z Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
To the morning show on XL7-TV, it's time for community news and happenings brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home. Highway 178 and Buzzard Roost Cutoff Road. You can't miss them because they got mowers scattered everywhere.
They do. They've got them on the side, the front, up in the air, inside, outside, everywhere. Hey, I was a poet right there. I didn't even...
Really? What part was poetic?
The whole thing. It was just... No,
All that rambling?
All that rambling, yes. No, they've got they service all brands of mowers. If you need any repair done or get your mower serviced up and ready to go for the season, they can get you taken care of. They carry parts for most brands that are out there. If you ever go in there, you'll see wall-to-wall parts up on the walls. They got parts in the back, and they've got something for everybody.
And they are the Ferris dealer for this area.
They are.
Ferris is the ones with the little shiny shock absorbers on the front.
Yes, they got springs. They're supposed to be really, really smooth. I haven't owned one, but I know people that have, and they run really, really nice.
There you go. Mower Warehouse, about, what would you say, quarter mile off the bypass if you're coming from the bypass?
About that. On
the left-hand side. So now it's time for community news and happenings. Well, let's see. Is there any news worth talking about? Probably not. Brad Hallworth is back at KTLO after battling his COVID. That is big news.
That is awesome.
We're glad
It's
to hear
good to hear that he's back.
Glad to hear that Brad's going to be able to make it back to the studio after, man, he's been battling that for a long time. Brad, we're just glad to see you back, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? Salesville City Council is going to hear an ordinance on tiny homes. That will be tonight at 6 o'clock at the Salesville City Hall. What do you think about tiny homes?
I think they look cool. I couldn't live in one, but they look cool.
Nope, I couldn't do it. Don't think I could do it. And
the idea of them is pretty cool. But
as far as exciting news, I don't see a whole lot other than that. As far as the community news going on, the Friends of the NRA 2023, the Future of Freedom fundraising banquet will be held Tuesday, April the 18th at 5:30 at Baxter County Fairgrounds, 1507 Fairgrounds Drive. If you need tickets, give Dan Hall a call at 870-421-2322. Joanna Baxter at 870-424-3535 or Bo Trammell at 870-402-9002. Dinner, auctions, raffles, all kinds of good stuff. You can get involved with this for the dinner at $35 for a single, $60 for a couple. It goes all the way up to $2,500 to be a high roller table, which pretty exciting. So that's the Friends of the NRA 2023 Future of Freedom fundraiser. The Mountain Home Christian Academy will be doing their annual Night with Your Knight. It's the father-son dinner event, which will be Friday, April the 21st. The tickets are $30. VIP is $35. Reservations are required. Mothers, wear your prettiest dress. Sons, dress to impress your mothers. There'll be 2 sessions of this. 3 years old to 9 years old from 5:30 to 7:30. 10 years old and up will be from 8 to 10. Be held at the ASU the shed at ASU Mountain Home, and it's brought to you by Mountain Home Christian Academy. You can get more information on the Night for Your Night. Go to mountainhomechristianacademy.com or give them a call at 870-424-6622. The 10th annual Father-Daughter Ball will be held on Saturday, April the 22nd. Tickets for it is $25. The VIP is $30. Daughters, wear your prettiest dressed, and fathers, dress to impress your daughters. There'll be 3 sessions for this. 3 years old to 7 from 2 to 3:30, 8 to 11 from 4:30 to 4:30 to 6, and 12 and up will be from 7 to 8:30. That's the father-daughter dance at the shed at ASU Mountain Home. Again, the phone number is 870-424-6622. Hiram Shattuck's Health and Rehab, Medicaid awareness. Join Hiram Shattuck's for the community event on healthcare decision-making, Medicaid benefits and requirements, April 28th from 11 to 2 at 1100 Pine Tree Lane here in Mountain Home. Question and answer session will start at 12:30, and you can get more information by calling Jennifer Begley at 870-404-2444 or Jordan Stevenson at 870-706-1797.
And that's open to anybody that wants to come.
Anybody.
Yep.
Okay. And then we've got the First Security Bank Cotter Trout Festival. The 21st annual will be held at Cotter Big Spring Park, May the 6th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. All kinds of stuff going on. We'll be reading through that throughout the week from now until it happens. But if you want more information on that, you can call Jason Nazarenko at 931-627-5056. The Cotter Trout Festival. And that's Community News and Happenings brought to you by Mower Warehouse here in Mountain Home, corner of Buzzardroost Road and Highway 178, about a quarter mile off the bypass. You can go check them out for all your mower needs and repairs. We'll be back in just a moment.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
There we go.
SOLAR solar panels. SOLAR solar panels. Well, all you need to do is call the solar guys and smile and save money on the next sunrise. SOLAR solar panels.
Call the Solar Guys, your local solar experts. Find out how you can save money on the next sunrise.
SOLAR solar panels.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for Monday Morning Sports Update. Scooter, you took a few up to the Adidas Nationals up in Independence, Missouri. How'd that go this week?
We did. We took quite a few up there. It's quite a number this year. We had 5 of them going up. Did really, really well. A couple of them were new. First time going to the Nationals. And that's always tough. You got to get through that first year of getting eat up by everything going on. I mean, it's a huge place. I think they had 14 mats going on at one time.
Wow.
I just couldn't be prouder. It was a full day. They shut down registrations early on both the youth and the high school level just because there were so many that registered. So hopefully everybody got in that needed to go in, but I know everybody on our side did. I can give you some placements, kind of give you an idea.
Sure, that'd be great.
Fraunfelter, Amelia Fraunfelter. On the girls' side, you get a chance to wrestle either folk or freestyle. Folk is what we wrestle in high school. That's normal wrestling. And then freestyle, any girls that are going to go off to college, they will wrestle freestyle at that point. So Amelia did decide to do both at the same time. And what I mean at the same time, they've just got it mixed in. I mean, it's just intermingled. So you may finish up one match and then have to run over and do another one. So it's pretty tough doing 2 different divisions, but she did really well. On the freestyle side, she took second place, so she made it to the championship rounds, and she lost the last match, but did a really amazing job. On folk style, she took 5th place, so she still made All-American in both. The top 8 at the national level make All-American, so she did really, really well. Austin Callie's my son. He placed 4th, so he made All-American again this year.
How many times is that?
I believe 8, if I count right. I believe that's 8. And then we had Nevaeh Bragg. She's one of our new ones. She did not place this year, but she did an amazing job. Great opportunity out there, and she gave everything. She really grew a lot, I think, from going. Same thing with Seth King. He didn't place. He did get his first win at the national level, which was really, really cool. But he did a great job. It's the same thing. It's their first time there, and it's good for them to learn and grow. And next year, I think they'll be able to compete at a different level. But they all did really well. There was actually 4 of them. I think I said 5 earlier, but 4 that went with the high school. So very proud of them.
I wasn't trying to be rude there. I was trying to figure out where the Flyers ended up because they wrestled. You guys wrestled on Friday. The youth team wrestled on Saturday.
I think and don't quote me exactly on the numbers, but I do believe they brought down like 19, and I think 12 of the 19 made All-American.
And Mountain Home is the Mountain Home Flyers has a 2-time national champion, Emmeline Smith.
Yes, she is amazing. She does a really, really good job. She is young, she is small, but she is vicious out there on the mat. So we did keep an eye on her, and she comes from quite a few family members that wrestle, and from my understanding, I don't have all the placements of everybody, but the youth did an amazing job.
I know Callan Fraunfelter got runner-up in the heavyweight division.
Yep. And that's Amelia Fraunfelter's brother.
Right.
Yep.
So that's a good bunch. And I know there's several that did get All-American status, but I don't have that list. Maybe we can get Matt to update us by Friday, and we'll talk about that.
If not, I can look it up. Somehow we'll get it for everybody to follow.
Other things going on, we've got Mountain Home Bomber Soccer going to Greenbrier to do a rain makeup game, I believe. We've got Coach Skylar King's here to visit with us at 7:30. Mountain Home will be hosting 2 softball games this afternoon with Marshall. We believe it's going to be 2 varsity games instead of a junior high and a varsity matchup. I believe it's going to be both varsity. There's several other games going on in the area. Norfolk is going to be entertaining Calico Rock. Flippin is home against Rosebud. Yellville Summit travels to Omaha. Viola will make a trip to Concord. Bakersfield, Missouri hosts Dora. Gainesville will host Hartville. Salem is home against Newport. Izard County hosts Mammoth Springs. Melbourne heads to Mountain View. Lead Hill will play against Jasper. Valley Springs will be facing Green Forest at the Equity Bank Sports Complex at Harrison. High school baseball, Norfolk is home against Calico Rock. Viola travels to Concord. Bakersfield hosts Dora. Salem entertains Newport. Melbourne will go down to Mountain View. And again, Valley Springs will take on Green Forest, and Omaha will play Alpena. Let's see what else we got here. Mountain Home and Cotter will compete in 7th grade ribbon meet at Green Forest today. That'll be fun. And Friday night, Mountain Home High School baseball dropped a ball game to Batesville 9-4. Gainesville captured a championship at the Hartville baseball tournament. They beat Conway 12-0. Other baseball, Yellville Summit shut out Marshall 10-0. Viola defeated Greers Ferry West Side 18-11, and Salem roaded Tuckerman 19-3. And there we go. Anything else you wanted to discuss there, Scooter?
That's about it. I know we've got wrestling team. I think we got 5 kids that will be doing freestyle state next weekend. So they're going to be practicing again this week, doing freestyle and getting ready for that.
Will it be the same bunch you took to nationals?
Yeah, but they're adding one more. I think Mario. Let me look at the list here. I can tell you real quick. I thought I had it pretty handy here. Yeah, on the freestyle, Amelia Fraunfelter will be going. Austin Callies, Seth King, Mario Alvarez, and Mason Schimmel will all be going.
Nevaeh's not going?
Nevaeh will not be doing freestyle.
No freestyle. Well, there we go. That's Monday morning sports update for you. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the coach of the Lady Bombers soccer team, Skylar King. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. a trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home at Letty.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's Monday Morning Sports. Coach Skylar King, the Mountain Home Lady Bombers head coach. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Not too bad. Not too bad. You picked up your first conference win against Alma last week.
We did. We needed it. It was, I think we've played 11 games so far this season, and that was only our third one at home. So and the weather was good. It wasn't raining, so we were happy to get one. So.
It was a little bit chilly.
It was.
A little bit chilly. What's your record so far this year?
Right now, after playing Alma, we're 6-5.
6-5.
So we got back into the winning side of things. So.
What's it take to get into the state tournament?
In 5A, just like basketball or the others, you have to be top 4. So they've kind of done away with the tournament. So if you're top 4, you're in, and if you're not, you're out. So if you're one of those top 4, you love it. But if you're kind of at that 5 or 6, you kind of hate it sometimes.
Where do you sit right now?
Right now we're 7th.
7th.
Yeah. So, but I think that we'll have some room to go up. So hopefully we played well against Alma and competed, and maybe have a little bit of momentum coming into Greenbrier today.
Have you met your halfway point? Are you going the second round to play in your conference foes?
Well, Greenbrier will be our last one, and then
you start.
And then we'll start back. I think we've got 8 matches left, even counting this one. They're guaranteed.
Now, this is a makeup from a rain out. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. We didn't play. I think it was last Tuesday was when we were supposed to play, and they got pushed back. And I think it was a good thing for us. It gave us another day of practice, and we didn't have to travel in the weather after having to go to Greenwood like we did.
And having lightning delays.
And having the delay and getting back about 3 in the morning. So I think it worked out well for us.
Mm. The conference seems to be pretty tough, especially on the girls' side.
Mm-hmm. It was tough last year, and I think that with some of the changes that we have this year, losing Valonia and adding Harrison, especially in girls' soccer, I wouldn't say it's quite the fair trade-off.
Who sits on top of the conference right now?
Right now it'll be Siloam. It'll be Siloam, Russellville, and then Harrison are kind of those top 3 in our conference right now, and we'll probably finish top 3. And it wouldn't surprise me to see one of them be the state champion this year. I feel pretty confident one of those 3 will be the state champion this year.
So you're battling to get that last spot.
Yeah, that 4 spot's kind of the one that I think everybody's trying to fight for in our conference right now.
Mm-hmm. But you've got all your traveling out of the way. Greenwood will have to come here.
Greenwood will have to come here. Siloam has to come here, Harrison has to come here, Greenwood has to come here, and then so does Greenbrier. So we've been on the road quite a bit to start the season. So we'll have a lot of home games to end the year.
Seems like just like any other sport, seem to play better at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kids like being at home. I mean, they're used to shooting on the goals that we're at. They like having their parents being able to come be there, having a locker room, and then I think the travel benefits us because we're used to it. Mountain Home kids are used to traveling a lot more than I think some of the other teams are.
Let's talk about the composition of your team. How many seniors do you have this year?
Including our manager, we've got 5 seniors, and then we've only got 3 juniors, and then we've got a big sophomore class with 11, and then a big freshman class with 11.
Do you think they'll all hang out and keep coming back?
I do. I feel really confident. I feel good about the dynamic of the team that we've got. They're really good kids. They work hard, but especially this year, I feel like they're really getting along really well, which says a lot. Even when we went through a tough stretch, they're good kids, but they're trying to understand that it is going to be a process, and that's what we're trying to get to. But we're only, out of our 31 kids, only one of our seniors has played soccer all 4 years.
Oh, is that right?
So, we're very young. We're kind of inexperienced. Faith Padgett's the only one that has played soccer all 4 years, and we only had 3 starters returning from last year. So they kind of understood what was this year was going to be like as far as it being a growing year, and our seniors have done a really good job kind of understanding that too, and trying to help these freshmen and sophomores kind of get to where they need to go.
Mm-hmm. With basketball and baseball and a lot of the other sports, there's life after school's out.
Mm-hmm.
What do these student athletes do for soccer whenever school's finished?
You talking about just like an athletics stance?
Yeah, there's AAU basketball,
mm-hmm.
and there's traveling baseball and traveling softball. Is there a mechanism for these kids to keep active in their sport throughout the summer?
There is. It's a little bit different, just kind of being in our area because we're not really close to too much. I know that when I was in Jonesboro, it was not too tough because you were able to go 30 minutes to Jonesboro and then an hour and a half to Memphis. But I've been kind of getting with some other coaches in our area. Coach Pratt at Harrison is kind of picking his brain on what they're doing with their kids, and I think Branson's going to be an option for our kids to be able to go play a little bit more in like a 5-on-5 setting, and maybe Springfield after that. So there should be some opportunities, and along with your colleges that'll have some different camps throughout the summer.
Does Mountain Home host any camps for the younger ones as far as put on by the high school?
Mm-hmm. We do, and normally, like in the past several years, the boys and the girls have combined it, and we've done a youth camp, and we'll have the boys, senior boys soccer team will help as well as the girls. So we don't have a date finalized for that yet, but that should be coming fairly soon.
Let's see. The feeder programs for the school program, we've got 2. We've got the city of Mountain Home's doing soccer, and
mm-hmm.
then there's TLSA that does more of a traveling type. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I think that it's kind of, and I don't know this for sure, but I think that it's kind of just turning into more of just the city at this point. I think TLSA, they've kind of decided that they're not going to continue. Again, I don't know that for sure. That's just what I've heard recently. So
mm-hmm.
I think the city is kind of the main one, and then we're looking forward to kind of hopefully starting some new stuff with our youth next year with our kids.
With the season only being halfway through, what's your expectations? Of course, you want to get into that tournament, the state tournament, but what are you pushing your girls to do to better themselves to get to that point? What are you seeing that you're lacking at that has kept you from being in that position already?
I think that might be a long answer.
That's okay. We got a lot of time.
Really, just trying to get them to understand, just doing every little thing right has been a focus of ours. And they kind of think it's trivial at times when we travel. I make them. They have to wear this certain amount of gear. When we're practicing, you need to be on time. When we're on the bench, this is how you're involved. And we're just trying to get them to do all those little things right, so they can kind of build on each other and just compete. They're in a tough conference. They're young, They've got every excuse in the book if they wanted to make it about where they don't have many starters returning. We're young. But I'll give them a lot of credit. They don't come up with any excuses. They really they bring a lot. Joy is one of our characteristics we talk about all the time. We kind of in our core values, and they bring a lot of joy with them every day. And just trying to get them to hold on to the rope and leave the program better than what they found it, because it is going to be a rebuilding. So that's been something that we've kind of focused on, and again, just trying to find who works best. Because I think out of our 30, 20 of those 30 have never played soccer really before high school. So trying to teach them the game, but also trying to find out what position works best for them. We've been playing Abby Dettelbach, who's a sophomore for us, who really didn't play a lot as a freshman. And she's been playing forward, and then played Alma, and she was a big reason we won that game based on what she did defensively. So just trying to find those little nicks and kind of find those perfect spots for those puzzle pieces to go. I think we'll continue to kind of figure that out. But
now, will you travel everybody that's on your roster?
I do. I try to. I think it's a big deal. Personally, they practice with us every day. I think that I like to take them everywhere we go, and whether that's JV cheering on varsity, or I make my varsity sit on the bench and support JV as well. When they need water, our varsity will go get that. Just trying to build that team environment.
Does your JV play a regular schedule?
They play several. I wouldn't say it's a regular schedule, but I say by the end of the year we'll probably play 8 or 9 games, and that'll depend on where we're at. Sometimes when we went to Harrison, we played I think we played 2 30-minute halves, and when Alma came here, we played 140. So sometimes it just kind of depends on what we need to keep it on schedule.
Why is that? Why don't they have their own set schedule?
I don't know. There's a lot of teams that don't, even in as competitive as our conference is, there's a lot of teams that don't have enough to field a JV team. And they'll have some groups that'll have 17 or 18 kids, and they won't field one. So that's been kind of tough, is finding JV games at times. And I know Coach Kreiner's kind of battled with the same problem.
Do you have the luxury of playing any of your 9th graders in your varsity?
I do. We are starting right now. We're starting 3. We started Kendra Medley, who started as a right wing for us and done just an outstanding job. She started every game for us, and then her twin sister, Kenna Medley, has started defense for us as well. And then we started another freshman. She's injured now, but Nikita Burnett's done a really good job for us as a freshman, and her older sister's Willow, and so that was kind of a neat dynamic because they started together for a while. But and then Sarah Jenkins is continuing to get better, and Lauren Rawls, Tanisha Chair. So we're playing several freshmen right now, along with a lot of sophomores.
In our conference, is that unusual to start a freshman?
I would say so. I would say you're not going to have very many teams that are going to play a lot of freshmen, more than one, especially not 4 or 5. Probably same thing with sophomores. They're probably kind of junior, senior heavy.
But you're not. I mean,
we're not.
You've got 4 players and a manager that are seniors, and
Mm-hmm.
that definitely makes it hard.
It does. It makes it a little easier just because our seniors are just great kids, and they've come in this year with just such a positive attitude. There's some of them that I just swear they never have a bad day. I don't understand how, but they're always positive. They're always in a good mood. I won't say that for all of them. But
you can't say that for all 30?
No, not for all 30, but no, our seniors do a really good job, and they understand their role this year. And but they're all playing right now because we do need a little bit of that experience.
When do y'all practice?
So we'll practice after school because we don't have a period. So we'll normally try to start between 3:30 and 3:45, and depending on the weather, we'll normally we try not to go past 6, but. So it is a testament to our kids at Mountain Home because they won't start until after school, and you don't know what the weather's going to be like in the spring. And but they continue to do that. Some still have jobs. Some still. I mean, they still keep their grades up. I think our team GPA is almost a 3.5, on top of all the traveling that we're doing. So It's a huge testament to the time that they're willing to put in.
Time for a quick break. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Skylar King is the Lady Bombers head soccer coach, and we'll be back in just a moment.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
The 10th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball will be coming up April 21st and 22nd each night at the Shed in Mountain Home. Dads and daughters are mothers and sons date night, filled with dancing, dessert, a keepsake gift, and a limo ride. Don't miss an opportunity to make some memories. Tickets on sale now at mountainhomechristianacademy.com. That's the 10th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball on April 21st and 22nd at the Shed in Mountain Home. Don't miss it.
You know, Harry, I think you were right. I hate to say it.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I think it is finally time for us to move out of this place. Someplace closer to the churches, doctors, someplace you don't have to mow each yard. It's time we downsize.
No, I've seen that hottest hotshot agent guy. He's got himself a bunch of listings.
Well, I talked to Grace, and she had some wonderful things to say about the Z Team.
Oh yeah, we've heard them on the radio. You know, I checked out the website at retiredarkansas.net the other day. Didn't really look like they had a lot of listings.
They don't have a lot of listings because they sell them.
Well, maybe it's time for us to call the Z Team. You know, Marge, I think maybe this time you were right.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Call the Z Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East Mountain Home. 870-405-0793.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's Monday Morning Sports. Skylar King, the Lady Bombers head soccer coach, is with us. Coach, does every opponent that you have in the 5A West have a turf field?
Yes, everybody has a turf field. Very rarely, really, I think I've been in the 5A, this will be my 6th year. I can count on my hands really how many times we ever played on grass. And what's weird is normally they wait till you get to the state tournament, and then your first match will be on grass.
Really?
So you play turf all year long, and then you'll get to the state tournament, and unless you get lucky enough to play on the home turf.
It's a good way to get somebody hurt.
It seems like it at times. So we've played in different conditions where, of course, with spring weather, you don't know what's going to happen. So we played once in Searcy where it was just a mud pit and the ball would stop. Coach Kreiner and them were there too. It was it's a little different. Play on turf all year long, and then when you hopefully get to that state tournament, your first match or maybe even two's on grass.
When was the last time Lady Bombers made it to the state tournament?
They were in the state tournament in the 2020-2021 season.
And were you one and done, or did you go on?
One and done. Got beat by Lakeside by 1, if I remember right.
Is the state tournament held at the same place every year?
It is not. I'm trying to think. The last year that Mountain Home, that the Lady Bombers were there, it was held at Siloam. And then this year it will be held at kind of those northeast schools. Valley View's going to be the main one hosting this year.
And the finals are all played at the same time, or is the finals like it is in basketball? They move the finals to one central location for all classifications?
If I remember right, they move them all to one central location.
So the Lady Bombers have had success in soccer in the past, and like you say, you lost how many seniors last year?
We lost 6 seniors, and we had 9 starters that some decided that not to come back to focus on some other things, and and then we had a couple that just unfortunately moved just due to family reasons, so we missed out. But we're missing 9 starters from what we had last year, and I know that and only one of those was a senior that started every game for us last year.
Has Mountain Home ever put anybody into the next level to go on to play college?
I can't speak for that just because I know it's just my second year. I know we had 3 girls go last year to play for NAC. But I know that when Coach A and Coach Max were here in those previous seasons when they were winning some state titles, I know that I feel pretty confident. I'm sure they sent several to the next level.
The outtake on multi-sport athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have many?
We're right at half. We're at 15 out of our 30. Our multi-sport athletes. We have a ton of tennis kids. We have some swim. This year we've added some basketball kids, which I'm all about it. I think it's great for them and great for us. And looking through here, we've got several cheer, several dance. So we've got a lot of multi-sport kids and volleyball as well.
What do you think about multi-sport athletes?
I think it's great. I encourage our kids. I've even been talking to some of ours now and asking them what they're going to do to start school next year, fall, trying to get them to join a fall sport. I just think it's great. I think it gives them a break from us hearing the same old voice, the same old coach's voice year round, but it also lets them work on different skill sets that maybe soccer doesn't provide, and they can pick up another skill somewhere else or a different way of thinking, and also different teammates. I think that there's just a whole lot of positives for kids playing as many sports as they possibly can.
Following the Lady Bombers soccer team on social media, I noticed that you do a lot of team building events. Mm-hmm. What got you started doing that, and what is the general purpose for that?
Honestly, I don't know what ever got me started doing that. It was just something that I think is really important. I think trying to get kids together, especially 30 kids, is a little bit different than having a basketball team of 12 or 15. But just getting them to understand where each other comes from and understand that just the importance of being a team. And if we're gonna win, we're gonna win together. If we're gonna lose, we're gonna lose together. And we may not have to. The odds of all 30 of us being best friends is probably not super high all the time, but we can respect each other and respect what each other brings to the table, no matter where they come from, no matter what their background is in soccer or in life. But I don't know. I've just always been a huge believer in doing team building activities, and trying to take them to team meals and take them to overnight deals and just almost force them to be together for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Outside of the realm of the field.
Outside of the realm of the field. When we took our retreat this year, that was even better because we were down in the White River and there was no service. So they had to talk to each other. They had to play games. They were playing board games. They were playing soccer, playing all these different things, building fires. But they couldn't check Instagram. They couldn't check Snapchat. They had to socialize with each other, and it was probably the smoothest one I've ever done.
Where do you do that at?
At King's Landing. My parents own a VRBO down there, and they've got an entire cabin that they've let us go down there. They'll sponsor that for us, and we'll normally get some parents that'll come along, and we'll cook and just do a whole lot of team building activities, and just force them to be together for a little bit and kind of talk about the upcoming season. And I think this has been my 5th year doing it, and Coach Husky, when I brought it to him last year, I didn't know if he was going to think I was crazy or not, but he approved it in a heartbeat. And so we've done it 2 years and look forward to doing our 3rd next.
His thoughts were probably you were a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, I think I did it last year, and I know several people were like, I think this guy's crazy taking 30 kids. And but I've got it easy. We've had a lot of female chaperones that will come help. Carmen Jones has been helping. Hannah Blaisdell helped this year. Our assistant coach's wife, and then my wife does a lot during that deal. So.
Do you have children?
Do not.
No children. So it makes it a little bit easier.
It does. And
you don't have to chase a little one while you're wondering what those girls are doing.
Right. It's something that by the end of it we're always exhausted, but it's been really, really enjoyable to do. We even had one of ours this year, just something as small as they got to go fishing this year when they were down there, and they've never been fishing before, and one of them caught their first fish, and it was a big deal.
Is that right?
So getting them to do those little things and build those memories along with athletics has been really positive for us.
team building at its best.
I love it. I think that when it's done correctly, I think it can really, really do some special things with teams.
What do you see going on, not at the end of this season? Do you see, we talked about possibilities from summer camps, and you guys are working on some of that. You're talking about doing some things up in Branson and Springfield over the summertime. How important is it for those kids to go on and do those extras?
I think it's important. I think it's just like, any kid in any sport. If you're only practicing during practice, the odds of you getting that much better are probably not very high. So I think just finding time, and it doesn't have to be with a trainer per se or something like that. It just, they've all got a soccer ball, they've all got cones. Just for them to, if during the summer, if they would work on their own for 15 minutes, or come and we'll play pickup. Some during the summer where we'll turn the goals sideways and the boys will be on one side and we'll be on the other, and just play. I think it's really, really big for them to make sure that we are making improvement with our freshmen and sophomores and, juniors and seniors, but we got to make sure that we're continuing to do that and we're not just staying at that level. We want to continue to improve, and that's going to take some time.
How much time do you have your kids spend in the weight room?
Now that we've got a new one, I hope a little bit more. But this year we have spent more time than what we did last year. Carmen Jones has been a real big help with that. She's a personal trainer at C12, and she's volunteering her time with us and with the girls, and that part's been really good for them to try to spend a little bit more time there. Now, ideally, it's probably not as much as I'd like during the season, trying to find that perfect balance of being in the weight room. But I think the weight room for any kid involved in athletics is important.
What do you do for cardio?
For cardio, our kids will laugh when they hear that question, I'm sure, because we like to run. I think it's good for them just to make sure that you're in shape and that you can compete for a
But I guess my question would be, do you run off of the field or like a cross-country route to help and build that endurance, or is all your running done on the field?
We try to put, and I've tried to do a better job of this year of putting our conditioning in drills, of where we never walk from drill to drill, and where we're going through drills, there's a lot of conditioning involved. That way we're not having to waste time without a ball, just sitting and running. Now we do that too, and then we've also used the track where we've run a mile. We'd go through practice, and we'd have days, because we alternate practices where some days we're on turf and some days we're on grass, and we would make grass days our weight room days, and then our turf days would be we'd finish practice with a mile. And so we do get plenty of conditioning in, probably not as much as I would like, but probably more than the kids are liking right now.
If you've got a bunch of student athletes that haven't played soccer before, they probably need a little extra running.
They do, and especially the kids that aren't used to organized sports, and kind of making that jump for if they've never been involved in one, it does seem like a big time commitment. But I will say our multi-sport athletes transition very well because they're used to the structure of practice. They're used to, because our basketball kids, Tay, Lauren, Witten, running's no shock to them. They've had Coach Leonard and they've had some of them, so they're coming over and they're ready to go. They understand that. Tennis, they understand the importance of it. So really it's just those ones that probably haven't been involved in sports. That one, it does kind of shock them a little bit.
What time is your match against Greenbrier tonight?
They pushed it back 30 minutes, so the boys will play their JV game at 4:30, varsity game at 5:30, and the varsity girls will be at 7:30.
Y'all alternate on who plays when?
Whoever plays the JV game will play the first varsity match, just trying to get kids home just a little bit sooner. So
y'all don't jam into one, you just take two buses?
Yes, we take two. I don't know, it'd make a long trip really long if we had to combine the groups.
Up in seats.
Yeah, it'd make for a long trip.
Yeah. What's after Greenbrier?
We've got Greenbrier, and then we will host Siloam Springs this Friday.
On Friday. And that start will be basically the same times, 4:30, 5:30? And
yes. Well, I'm trying to look right here. I'm not seeing a JV game, which let's see. I don't know. I know the girls will play the first one. It may depend on whether we play JV or not as it gets closer.
There you go. Coach, we appreciate you joining us this morning. We're going to have you back on probably next week sometime or the week after. We're going to bring your seniors in. We're going to talk with them a little bit if we can get them to talk. So
I've got a couple that they don't mind to talk, so they'll fit in perfect.
You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. It's been Monday Morning Sports with Coach Skylar King. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining us.